Why does English have three words for the same thing, but no logic behind them? For example, why do we eat beef, but the animal is called a cow? The answer lies in invasion, war, and power. In fact, all of this comes from the incredible journey the English language has gone through over the centuries. In this video, we'll dive into the origins of English, explore which cultures influenced it, and discover how it transformed into the language we know today. Our story begins in the 5th century. The Roman Empire had withdrawn from Britain, leaving the land in a state of uncertainty. At exactly this time, Anglo-Saxon tribes from regions that are now Germany, Denmark, and the Netherlands began arriving on the island. Angles, Saxons, Jutes, they all spoke different dialects, but over time, they blended together and formed Old English. During this period, English looked nothing like the language we know today. It had a complicated grammar system and a very different vocabulary. Just when things were settling, the Vikings entered the scene in the 8th and 9th centuries. These Scandinavian warriors and traders brought the Old Norse language with them. That's why many everyday English words like sky, egg, and window actually came from the Vikings. So, many basic words we use today are the result of cultural blending from that era. But the biggest shock to English was yet to come. In 1066, one battle changed the language forever: the Norman Conquest. Duke William of Normandy claimed the English throne and became king after winning the Battle of Hastings. Since William and the nobles who came with him were from northern France, they brought the Norman language with them. Because the new ruling class was entirely Norman, the Norman language naturally became the official language in the royal court, courts of law, and government. The common people, however, continued speaking Old English, so the country became a bilingual society. And this is where English became truly strange. The common people raised animals and spoke Old English. They said cow, pig, sheep. But the Norman nobles ate the food, and they spoke French. So when meat reached the table, the words changed. Cow became beef. Pig became pork. Sheep became mutton. Same animal, different languages, different classes. And that class divide is still built into English today. Over time, this contact deeply influenced English. Thousands of Norman French words entered fields like government, law, food, and art. Court, justice, jury, government, beauty, and many more. During this period, English also went through major simplification. It moved away from its older, complex structure and became more regular and accessible. By the 1500s, two major developments were reshaping English: the Renaissance science, art, philosophy. As this movement spread across Europe, English gained hundreds of new Latin and Greek words: encyclopedia, philosophy, drama, theory. The printing press. William Caxton brought the printing press to England in 1476. Books became more widely available, information spread more easily, and spelling and grammar slowly began to standardize. Of course, figures like Shakespeare took English to an entirely new level. He coined hundreds of new words and produced works that showcased the expressive power of the language. Likewise, the King James Bible, published in 1611, helped spread English further and made many phrases permanent. And now we arrive at the present. Today, English is spoken by more than 1.5 billion people around the world. Technology, social media, and global communication keep changing it constantly. Every year, new words and expressions appear. Words like Google, tweet, DM, and meme didn't exist 20 years ago. Today, they're part of everyday English. English is ultimately the product of wars, migrations, cultural shifts, and technological advances. From Rome to the Anglo-Saxons, from Vikings to French nobles, from Shakespeare to the Internet era, every influence helped shape modern English. And that's why English is sometimes strange, sometimes difficult, but always incredibly rich.